Link screamed as his body flew through the air and landed on the dirt ring below. Once again, he found himself bruised and aching, and not just from the intense sex he had with Samus Aran last night. It was another early sparring session, which once again saw him flat on his back, dirty and sans weapons. He looked outside the ring. Solid Snake stood there, arms crossed, appraising his quote-unquote pupil in the art of hand-to-hand combat. Next to him was someone who wasn't there yesterday. Fox McCloud, leader of Star Fox and one of the original Smashers. He didn't know when he showed up, but he seemed interested in seeing him getting pummeled by his sparring partner. And who might this partner be for this? Not Mario, Marth, Donkey Kong, or any of those types you'd expect. No, it was Ness, the 12-year-old savior of the universe from Egoland. The youngster stood across from the hero of time, arms at his side and a simple smile on his face. Like Link, he was lacking in weapons too. Gone were his baseball bat, his yo-yo, and his backpack, which he kept all of his various badges and bits of equipment. He was totally unarmed, like Link, and he didn't have a mark on him. Link glanced at the legendary soldier. Snake only motioned for him to fight the boy. Hopping to his feet, he made a beeline straight for Ness, who stood completely still. He threw a punch at him, but the young psychic simply grabbed it with his palm, halting his advance in his tracks. Link tried to push him, but it was like he was trying to move a boulder. The boy, who was told by Snake to not use any of his psi powers, was surprisingly strong for his size and age. He thought Snake was kidding when he said that Ness wasn't going to be an easy fight for him. In one fluid motion, Ness flung Link over his shoulder and down to the ground, kicking up a cloud of dust as he landed. This was totally in the boy's favor, and everyone knew it. "I think that's enough for now," spoke the grizzled soldier. Link gave an appreciative sigh as he picked himself off the ground. Thank goddesses that's over," he said. "Ness, you were amazing. I always knew you were strong, but to think you were this powerful without your weapons or your powers?" "Thanks a lot, Mr. Link," said Ness in his ever-polite tone. "Just proves my point. You need better hand-to-hand training." "You offering?" asked the young hero. "Maybe. Unless you want to go a couple of rounds with him." Snake gestured his thumb behind him towards the R-Wing pilot. "Not today." Fox grinned. "You sure about that, Link? I could go easy on you." Link had gone up against Fox before. When his blood was pumping, he didn't know the meaning of the words "go easy." And after his match with Ness, he was in no mood for another beating. Just as he had finished putting on his shirt, a sharp gust of wind blew through the area, heralding the arrival of a certain blue hedgehog. "Hey guys, having fun?" Fox and Snake hid their snickers. Link looked like he wanted to die. Ness simply smiled. "What do you think?" asked Link. "Nice to see your lessons are going well." Link gave Sonic a weird hand gesture, which he knew was the Hylian equivalent of flipping someone off. "So, I take it you and the princess had a good time last night." Sonic stared at the man. His words implied enough. He didn't say yesterday, he said last night, hinting that he knew they had spent the night together. Like Zelda, Sonic wanted to keep this as private as possible. "I don't know what you're talking about, Snake." The war vet shook his head. "Don't try lying to me. You're not good at it. I can tell something happened." There it is again, Sonic thought to himself. Despite his rough appearance and gruff personality, the guy was intelligent. Not in the same sense as his best friend Otacon, but it was more of a practical intelligence. He wouldn't be solving complex math equations, but he had an eye for people. He remembers quirks and habits so much that he could tell where you'd been the day before, what you had eaten, how much sleep you got, or in this case, if you were lying to him. Sonic knew there was no way to get one over on him. He glanced over at the others. None of them seemed too bothered by what he had to say, and so with a deep, heavy sigh, he relented. "You got me. How'd you figure it out?" "When you came up here, I noticed you were limping a bit." "Really? But that could have been from anything else." "Afraid not," he explained. "Limping usually results from overstraining muscles or using muscles that you're not used to using. And seeing as how you don't have any fights today, and the fact that you haven't had sex in a long time, it would make sense that you be limping from it. Wow, you really don't miss anything, complimented Sonic. Also, your smile. What about it? I always smile. Not this one. That's the kind of smile you have when you spent the night with a beautiful woman. Trust me, I know. Sonic let out an exasperated sigh. Ugh, fine, you got me. Zelda and I did spend the night together. Fox slapped his knee and laughed. That's awesome, he shouted. Sonic, you just made me a very rich fox. Glad I could... What? Fox slapped a gloved mouth over his snout. He instantly regretted his slip of the tongue as the hedgehog glared daggers at him. I didn't say anything. What did you say? Sonic said through gritted teeth. Fox just shook his head, fearing the normally chill hedgehog's wrath. Snake gave a tired sigh. Just tell him already. He's gonna find out sooner or later. Tell me what? It was Snake's turn to face Sonic's ocular rage, but if it was affecting him, it didn't show on his face. The pilot scratched the back of his head before he began. You see, there's a pool going around. It's to see how long it would take before you guys got together. Sonic's eyes nearly fell out of his skull at the news. You took bets on my love life? He bellowed. Hey, it wasn't my idea. We were bored, and it seemed fun to do, he defended. I mean, with the way you two were getting along. It was that obvious? To us, it was only a matter of time. Sonic rubbed his temples as he felt a headache coming on from this bit of news. Okay, how many? Fox pondered this for a moment. Hard to say without the list. I know the Marios aren't in on it. It's not their deal. I'm sure the Kongs are in on it. Bowser's really into it. The guy's a real romantic. Sonic turned his eyes to the hero of time. And you? Link frantically waved his arms in front of him. Hey, I only knew about it. I didn't bet or anything. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Samus was in on it. Her thing, really. And you, Snake? The gruff soldier merely nodded. Really? As Fox said, we got bored. So who won? Asked Sonic. I'd have to check the list, but I think Meta Knight did. Falco's gonna be pissed. He had you two pegged for next month. Glad I could help Meta Knight get some extra cash in his pockets. If he has pockets to begin with, Sonic grumbled. With that out of the way, why are you here? You didn't come here to brag about your night. Sonic slumped down on the ground, hoping that being seated would ease his stressed mind. Again, hit the nail on the head, Snake. It's complicated. Try me. Well, what do we do next? What do you mean? It's obvious what you guys should do next, answered Link. It does, but it's not easy. I mean, it's bad enough she's a princess, but we're so different. She's a human, I'm a hedgehog. Like, how's that supposed to work? The quartet of Smashers exchanged some looks after Sonic voiced his worries. Fox was the first to speak up. That all? The blue hedgehog eyed the fox quizzically. Huh? That's what's got you so twisted up? Jeez, man, for a guy who runs as fast and as far as you do, you sure need to broaden your horizons. What are you talking about? Relations like these are common in the Lilat system. We see humans and humanoids all the time. Hell, Samus has been around our neck of the woods a few times. That's nice and all, but in my world, these relationships aren't common. In fact, I don't even know of any Mobians who've even messed around with humans. They don't? Could have fooled me. But he's right, you know, said Snake. This doesn't seem like something to worry about. Sonic replied, Easy for you to say. I don't see you sweating over a woman. Well, I wouldn't say I have no experience in a relationship. You, Snake? Asked Link. I thought you were all dedicated to the battlefield and stuff like that. Even soldiers have needs. And yeah, I've been with a few women seriously. What happened? Didn't work out. I still care about them, but that's just what happens. Never thought the famous Solid Snake would be giving relationship advice, said Fox. What about you, Fox? Chimed in Link. What about me? I thought you and that girl from your home system were an item. Crystal, was it? How in the fiery pits of Solar do you know about her? Falco. Of course. Fox muttered some curses under his breath and made mental plans to get back at his wingman. Something painful, he hoped. But yeah, we've known each other for a while now. Met her during a mission. We kind of hit it off, and she's even joined Star Fox. I was a little nervous around her. I mean, she's beautiful, and I'm just me, but we do what we can. We go on dates when there isn't any military uprisings or alien invasions going on. Love blooming on a battlefield. Otacon would have a field day with this, Snake said to himself. And if you're looking for people to get in over their differences, look at me and Samus. Sonic stifled a laugh at Link's comment. You two? Different? I don't see how. Fox laughed out loud at that. Oh, you don't know. Oh, you weren't here for that. For what? Back in the early days, Link used to be terrified of her. Is that so? Asked Sonic, obviously amused. Link cracked a smile and hunched his shoulders. You guys gotta understand something. The most advanced thing in Hyrule or remote control bombs. Samus looked like a monster when I first saw her with that power armor on. I didn't know armor could even look like that. And don't any of you tell me that Samus didn't at least intimidate any of you a little bit. Ness nodded. Fox raised his hand. Snake gave a smirk. Sonic gave a thumbs up. Yeah, that's what I thought. But my point is, I'm a sword-swinging elf from the woods. She's an intergalactic bounty hunter. I've barely been out of Hyrule. She's been across the galaxy more times than I can count. I got a magical triangle bonded to my soul. She was raised by bird people. I don't know how we work. We just do. So, you guys really think me and Zelda have a chance? Snake knelt down to Sonic's eye level and placed a hand on his shoulder. Look, I might not be the best person in the world to give you any kind of advice when it comes to relationships, but I'll say this. It doesn't matter where you're from, how you grew up, or what species you are. If you have a connection with someone, sharing feelings and thoughts, then it really doesn't matter. You care about Zelda, and I know for certain she cares about you. So instead of focusing on what's different, focus on what's the same. And if anyone gives you any problems, screw them. That's their issue, not yours. Sonic was eased by the words of the war vet. For someone who doesn't consider himself a deep thinker, he sure could come up with some much-needed wisdom. Thanks, Snake. The human straightened himself up. No problem. I hope that helped. Yeah, it kinda did. Good. Now, if you gentlemen will excuse me, I gotta get ready. Ready for what? You don't have a fight today. Not a fight. A date. Wait. You got a date? Asked a very surprised Link. With who? Bayonetta. What? All four of them exclaimed. They knew very well enough who Bayonetta was. She was the desired woman of the entire mansion. Any straight man worth his salt wanted her. And here was Solid Snake, the gruffest, most serious, most no-nonsense smasher on the roster, had landed a date with her. How did that happen? Asked Link. What can I say? He answered simply. She thinks I'm cute, and I'm not going to question it. Fox chuckled a bit, shaking his head disbelievingly. Stranger things have happened. Hopefully you guys won't see me again until tomorrow morning. If that. Catch you later. And with that, the now even more legendary soldier casually walked away, with the same coolness he had always had in battle, leaving his small group of friends in silent awe of him. Now I've seen everything, said Link. So, Sonic, you know what you want to do? Yeah, I think I do. I'm going to go for a run for a bit. Get my thoughts in order. The hedgehog jumped to his feet and began to do some leg stretches. Sonic, I don't think I need to tell you this, but I will anyway, spoke Link. If you hurt Zelda, or make her cry in any way, nothing more needed to be said. Sonic got the gist of his threat. He wasn't trying to menace the hedgehog or anything of the sort. It was just something he needed to make clear between them. Honestly, he approved of him, more so than anyone else in the mansion. If Zelda had to date someone, he was glad it was Sonic. Understood, he answered with his classic cocky smirk. Had to get that out of the way. Good luck, man. Thanks. See you in a while. With a quick thumbs up, Sonic the Hedgehog blazed off in a blue flash, running. Thanks. See you in a while. With a quick thumbs up, Sonic the Hedgehog blazed off in a blue flash, running who knows where, his thoughts running just as fast as his feet. He had a long time before sunset. He needed to burn off some of his nervous energy and find the resolve to say what needs to be said to her.